Hello and welcome to another special Storytime episode of Wanderful, a somewhat D&D podcast. I'm joined by the two sweetest boys of this side of town, Kyle and Matt. We got some stories we're about to tell. We're about to get into some original stories. What do y'all think of that?
Original? Oh shit! I didn't realize this was supposed to be
did you plagiarize yours or AI or?
I definitely
Not just
plagiarized
original
mine.
stories, Tyler. Stories of tea time, man.
Tea time.
Wizards Apprentices.
Tea time, man.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I was gonna ask, did tea time is very,
Oh, I went in a weird
vague.
way. I went weird with it.
I will say this much. I made one reference to tea time, and it was not referenced again.
Then you're disqualified. Go home.
Nope.
No.
I got them.
That's
I got
great.
it right out of the gate.
You're shooting for the bottom of the rubric. You're trying to get that one point to get you your like C, and you're good.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's exactly right. Technically, it's on theme. Your Honor.
Well, look, I don't know about y'all. I'm ready to get into these, so I say we jump right into it.
Let's do some reading. It's me. I'm first.
Matt.
Woo! Okay, so my story is titled Battle of the Brew.
Ooh.
Are you boys ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready.
It was a dreary and rainy day here at Wizards R Us Academy. Jazz had been absent-mindedly staring out of the nearest window for what seemed like a century. The dull ramblings of a lecture that had gone on for about 2 hours too long drug onwards in the background of her consciousness. Whatever did I do to deserve this? She wondered. It had been only her second year at WRUA, but it had felt like a millennia since her parents dropped her off to begin her studies as a wizard's apprentice. She cursed that day as often as she could. Her knowledge of the arcane had always come naturally to her, so finding out that she'd have to start from the beginning, like everyone else, felt like a death sentence. With no options for advanced placement, she'd be doomed to at least 3 to 4 years of relearning the ABCs of magic. As if on cue, Jazz, care to remind the class about our ABCs? Said Dr. Wazowski, one of the Academy's oldest and most monotone professors. Jazz's attention was reluctantly pulled away from her moody daydreaming. Always be casting, she replied. Dr. Wazowski replied without skipping a beat, almost as if a reply wasn't necessarily expected. That's right, always be casting. That will wrap up today's lesson, class. Don't forget that your homework for today is to find the club that you will participate in for the remainder of the semester. This continued on for the longest 5 minutes known in existence. Jazz was one of the first apprentices to leave once Dr. Wazowski was done speaking. She rushed back to her room to drop off her things and change into her casual attire. Her desperation to find some sort of mental stimulation was all-encompassing. The fact that joining a club seemed to be the only way out of her mental purgatory was its own special kind of hell. She much preferred to stay in her room and study on her own, but she'd pretty much memorized every scroll and tome available to her at her current level. If she wanted to escape this monotonous existence, finding a good club was about her only escape. She rapidly left the room, ensuring to cast a series of complex spells to refresh the protections to her home away from home, then rushed to the Great Hall. Normally, the Great Hall was where students and professors alike could commune, eat, study, etc. The vibes were usually pretty chill in this space, but today it was filled to the brim with students navigating to the different club tables set up throughout the hall. Jazz took a moment to survey as many of the signs as she could see, and slowly started to wade through the crowds of people. Many of the clubs being offered she expected. Wizard's Chess, Tarot Reading, Wizard Weed Horticulture, Glee Club. These all seemed to be pretty standard choices, but as she continued through the hall, she started to see some weird ones. Wrastlin' Debate Club, Spell Crafts Club, Wizard Glee Club. She scoffed at the last one. What in the hells?
Is that different?
Yeah. She scoffed at the last one. What in the 9 hells is the difference between Glee Club and Wizard Glee Club? Jazz started to get a little worried as her options were slowly dwindling down. Nothing seemed to truly call out to her. Off in a corner, she spotted a poorly drawn sign for a club called Tea Time Society. She cringed at the thought of people joining a club to learn about the etiquette of tea drinking, but something seemed off. There seemed to be a group of people slowly gathering around the table, so she decided to investigate. She somehow maneuvered her way towards the front of the growing crowd, and to her surprise, not a... Oh, God, Jesus.
Jesus Christ. I'm keeping that in.
That was great.
That was crazy, dude. I heard it come from within, like, there's a demon escaping you. Oh my God.
Really bubbled forth.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
so funny.
That was so good. Let me
Holy
retake
shit.
that from the top.
Yeah, please. That was great, dude.
Oh, God.
Those sneaky
What's so
burps will
funny?
get ya.
What's so funny is what's going to happen next. Okay. She somehow maneuvered her way towards the front of the growing crowd, and to her surprise, not a single person was drinking tea. It was at this moment that Jazz could finally see what all the fuss was about. 4 individuals sat at a wooden table, each holding a number of cards, while small little illusion creatures battled against each other across the tabletop. Her interest had been piqued. Jazz had never seen this type of magic before. She noticed she was standing next to one of her classmates from Arcane History. "What is it that they're doing?" she asked. Her classmate started to explain. "They're playing this hot new game called Battle of the Brew. You collect these cards and battle them against other people. All the cards are tea-themed, but when you play them, the magic in the card comes to life. It looks super fun, but no one has been able to join the club yet. This club leader, Chad, is super good and will only let someone join if they beat him." Suddenly, the crowd collectively gasped as a flash of white light streaked across the table, wiping out all the remaining creatures. The 3 losing players all groaned as the player that Jazz could only assume was Chad awkwardly tried to aura farm a victory pose. Jazz thought he looked like a total dork. "You look like a total dork," someone said from the crowd.
Classic.
"Your card skills are a total dork." Chad laughed as he thought this was somehow clever. "Don't forget I beat your ass first, you dumb loser. Looks like no one here is good enough to join the Tea Time Society. You should all just go back to your mommies, 'cause your daddy said so. That's right, I'm all your collective daddy, but I'm not paying no child support because you all disappoint me." This continued on for about 20 minutes as Chad very braggadociously and more than often confusingly antagonized the crowd.
Oh, that's so good.
It gets better. Jazz had a feeling she disliked this dude from the first sentence out of Chad's mouth, but she was definitely sure by the 5th and that she hated him. She pulled aside her classmate from earlier. "Look, we don't have much time. I fucking hate this dude, and this is just the kind of challenge I've been looking for. I need you to teach me how to play this game and help me gather cards so I can wreck this fool." Jazz's classmate agreed, and the sickest training montage you could possibly hope for involving a trading card game commenced, while Chad's remaining 18 minutes and 43 seconds of his tirade went on in the background. We're talking game explanations, rule coverage, trading, a literal tea break, then some practice rounds, another tea break. Finally, Jazz felt confident she could banish this dipshit to the trash can, or whatever it was they said when someone wins. "And that's why you also all have poo-poo in your pants." Chad appeared to be running. I knew that one was going to get you guys.
Oh, I love a poop joke. Love a poop.
It's not even that for me. I thought that this was them out of breath from doing the montage, not that we were going back to his.
No,
Chad appeared to be running out of breath and insult to this point.
That's where my brain was like, "Oh, he's just gotten to just pure dumb insults."
Just wait. Jazz saw her opportunity to roast this motherfucker through his sudden desperation for air. "Dude, you're the only one here that smells like you got shit in their pants. We are literally going to throw that chair away when we're done because, god damn, there is no amount of cleaning that will save that thing." The crowd went silent. Another 20 seconds went by, and Chad had finally caught his breath. No, also, who the fuck even are you?
Wait, he didn't say nuh-uh for 20 seconds.
So literally,
He was breathing the whole time.
he was breathing the whole time. Also, who the fuck even are you? I don't even see you around in my circle, so I know for a fact you don't even know how to play this game. It would take you at least a decade to even get to half my skill level. Actually, scratch that. Make it 2 because you're a girl. Someone in the crowd coughed. Chad's comment didn't faze Jazz in the slightest. She already knew this dude's intelligence was like a -5. Well, if that's what you think, then you wouldn't think twice about a little wager then, would you? As it turns out, my colleague here explained the rules to me about 8 minutes ago, and I'd be more than happy to show you your place, you literal walking shit stain. The bright crimson color of Chad's cheeks had proven that he was taking the bait. Well, I'm not a shit stain. Also, you are so on, biatch. 8 minutes of rules might get you past the draw phase at least. As the reigning champ and the club president, I'll propose the terms. When I win, you will have to be my personal assistant for the remainder of the year. That means you will have to do all my bidding. If by some miracle you happen to win, I don't know, you could be club president or some bullshit. A sly, momentary smirk flashed across Jazz's face. Okay, I can accept these terms on one condition. If by some miracle I win, and I do become club president, then I get to banish you to whatever club I want. Deal? Fine. Not like that's ever going to happen. Now sit down, shuffle, and draw. I don't have all day. The crowd was now back to full clamor as this back and forth fueled their collective excitement. Jazz took a seat opposite of her stinky-ass opponent, shuffled her newly constructed deck, and drew.
Man, is this just a story about a time at a Magic tournament you might have had that you've pet flavored? Yeah, okay, continue.
Her first hand wasn't ideal, but she had plenty of room to maneuver a few strategies. Chad did the same. Alright, so since I'm the current champ, I'd normally go first, but since I want you to have at least one turn before I crush you, I'll let you go first. Jazz rolled her eyes, then drew for her turn. I think this will do nicely. I'll start us off by playing Lord of the Brew in defense position. Also,
I thought it was a little more Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes. Next, I'll equip him with the Teapot of Vitality to give him 3 lives before he can be destroyed. I'll also play 1 card face down in my brew zone and end my turn. Chad looked at Jazz with both bewilderment and disdain. That doesn't mean shit. You just got lucky. On my turn, you'll wish you were back with your mama. Now, I draw. I play the field card Jasmine Forest to increase my creature's attacking power. Next, I'll play Sentient Teacup Trio, allowing me to destroy all 3 of your lord's lives in one fell swoop. Lastly, I'll play 1 card face down as well and end my turn. Sip on that, Princess Buttface. The bystanders erupted in boos against Chad's lame-ass attempt at an insult. I'll admit, that was almost cool if literally anyone else played that combo. Jazz drew her next card. I'll have to make sure to send you somewhere that will cater to your lack of aura once I win. For my next move, I play the spell card Porcelain Appraisal. This allows me to... I know what it does, you literal baby. Chad was way too smug at this point. I reveal my trap card, Second Opinion. This allows me to save my teacup trio. Nice try, but you have to wake up pretty early in the morning to get one over on me. He looked around the crowd fishing for some sort of compliment, but none came. Okay. Anyways, I'll play another card face down and end my turn. Jazz was cold and calculated at this point. She loved strategy games, and she knew not to show her hand early, so she decided to lie in wait. Chad let out a series of cackles that could have turned the entire room back into virgins. It did, however, add another layer of virginity to Chad, as this was his 56th. Not that he would ever know.
56th virginity.
This is his 56th layer of virginity.
Layer of it. He's like an onion,
yes,
for never having sex.
Correct, yes. Not that he would ever know. Rookie mistake. You ended your turn before making a defense. It's time to finish this. I draw. Next, I'll play my ace card. The unstoppable Earl Grey Eyes Dragon.
That's good. That's
Very good.
Next, I'll play the spell card Curated Catastrophe to destroy your face down cards. Jazz
Catastrophe.
Curated Catastrophe.
Bunch
You
of
had
T-puns,
so much
man.
fun with this.
Dude
I
was
really
looking up
did.
so many
I
T's.
did. It was so fun. Jazz smirked. The dipshit was playing right into her trap. I thought you might do something like that, which is why I played this card, Warranty Claim, to nullify your Keurig explosion. The crowd let out a collective ooh as the tension was very clearly rising. Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm still going to attack you directly. Chad's face was beet red. His attempts at flustering his opponent were backfiring as he became increasingly more frustrated. You are actually right for once, You will be able to attack me directly. However, I activate my other face down card, Premature Brew, causing your dragon to lose half of his potency this turn, saving me one more turn. Beads of sweat were beginning to pour.
Deep cut T joke. All our
Yes.
T heads out there are like,
Yes.
He
He
knows.
knows. Beads of sweat were beginning to pour down Chad's face through the physical exhaustion of picking up and putting down cards. No matter, I will end my...
That's insane, dude. This guy's got to go outside.
I will say,
Yeah.
I did not describe what he looks like, but everybody knows.
We know.
Oh, yeah. I
We
know what you're
know.
talking about.
No matter, I will end you on my next turn. It was a nice run, but you could never hope to beat me and my full-bodied dragon of awesomeness. I actually feel sorry for you, Jazz began. You'd actually make more friends if you just took 2 consecutive showers and tried to be nice to people. Also, you're actually good at this game too, but I am better. She gave a devilish smile, glancing at her next drawn card. She knew what was to come next. Pay attention, Chad. Class is in session. The crowd erupted in a frenzy. For my first phase, we need to resist the powers that be. I play Boston Tea Party, wiping the entire field of play. Next, I play Vendor of Spice and Tea, allowing me to search my deck for 3 cards and add them to my hand. The rest are sent to the discard pile. Chad was sweating profusely at this point. Now that I have what I need, it's time for phase 2. I play the card Bountiful Harvest of the Goddess, allowing you to play more than 1 creature this turn. Arise, my creatures! I summon the Oolong Oracle, the Jasmine Jester, and the Matcha Mage. Mana.
Very good. All of those are very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like Oolong Oracle.
Oolong Oracle was
I
the
liked
first
Matcha
one I
Mage.
thought of in that
Matcha
trio.
Mage, really, because it's a
Matcha
green
Mage took me a second on that one.
Matcha Mage is very good.
Mana uncharacteristically started to seep out of Jazz, making her look cool as fuck. A magical aura emanated from her body, her hair swayed in space, and arcane energy crackled. The lights were dimming, and the crowd's uproar slowly began to fall away, until it was just her and Chad in this now epic face-off. Jazz, somewhat sounding like the Avatar when he goes into the Avatar state, continued. Finally, I play my final combo, Caffeine Hyperdrive and Family-Sized Teabag, allowing each of my creatures to attack twice this turn, with double the attack power. Any last words?
That's some Duel Monsters ass shit right there.
Yes.
Dude.
Chad was hyperventilating, sweat pouring out of every
scene
orifice.
It's that scene
What
in
scene?
Yu-Gi-Oh! When he's discarding the monster cards and just keeps killing Weevil.
Berserker
even after
Soul!
Weevil's dead. Monster card! Monster card! Monster
Card.
card!
Yes, that was definitely inspiration for this. I love that you said that a couple days ago, and I was like, yes.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
Yes. Chad was hyperventilating, sweat pouring out of every orifice. The room got at least twice as smelly for sure. How can you be this good? You literally just learned this game like 15 minutes ago. This isn't fair. You must have cheated. Judge!
Of course.
Chad called out to the crowd, but no one came. I think I just pooped my pants. Disgusting, Jazz replied. She threw up her hand, pointing directly into Chad's face. "You're disgusting, inside and out. Now go scrub your ass." Jazz commanded her roided-up army to attack Chad. A magnificent beam of energy shot up from her creatures and hit Chad directly in the eye. Nothing happened, obviously, they're illusions, but it looked like it would have hurt, and it still looks sick as hell.
And he probably reacted like, nah!
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. The dim light slowly began to leave the space surrounding the two duelists, and the noise from the crowd absolutely losing their shit came rushing back in. Across from Jazz, Chad was slumped over in his chair, literally unconscious from the physical exertion of losing a card game. People were acting a fool up in the place. The creature illusionings hovering over the table started emoting. Shit was wild. After about 15 minutes of this, Chad started to come back to. Jazz noticed this and motioned for the crowd to quiet down. "Well, Chad, a deal's a deal. From this moment on, I'm the new club president of Tea Time Society. As my first call to action, you are hereby banished from my club. You may reapply in exactly 1 year after you've corrected your craptastic personality and taken a bath. Or maybe a couple baths, actually. Until then, my stinky friend, I hope you enjoy Wizard Glee Club." Finn.
Hell yeah.
Finn, yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could feel the fun you had.
God, I had
writing
so
that.
much fun writing that. I really did.
Incredible.
I'm so glad.
I was
like,
mostly wrapped by it. I was trying to make sure I was saying some banter just to talk. But I was like, I'm picturing
you
all
went
of this.
into a lot of detail that, like, you didn't have to. And I don't mean in the sense of that you shouldn't have. Just, like, you just really went in on this game design.
Yes, dude. I had to do it. Tea Time Society, Yu-Gi-Oh! We all know I love my Yu-Gi-Oh! Not new Yu-Gi-Oh! Old school Yu-Gi-Oh! New Yu-Gi-Oh! Can go suck a sack of shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 5
true.
Triple X D D.
Oh, I saw that anime.
DT.
High School 5X What? Oh, sorry.
5Ds and D's
Next
nuts.
reader.
Wendy's nuts.
That's me.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Wendy's nuts.
My story is called Apprentice Me Not.
Good title.
That's very. I feel like that's very Bob's Burgers coded, like the burger.
Like the burgers, yeah.
Yeah.
A gaggle of post-prepubescent early college students crowd the tables of the Mercedes-Benz Gymnasium. Brought to you by Mercedes and Benz, magical attorneys at law.
Oh no.
Not the
These
good stuff.
These prospective students are gearing up to begin their entrance exams at Wizard Florida State University, the finest wizarding school this side of the Mrs. Clitty. Mrs. Clitty is an old god that fell from the heavens and created a wall of bones separating the land by half.
Oh shit.
That's insane.
I probably don't have to tell you, but Wizard Florida is home to some of the rankest lowlifes and bangingest trophy wives you ever did see. Yeah, Wizard Florida pretty much runs the full gamut. And WFSU is where the cream of the crop go to cream their slop. If by slop you mean their rock-hard wizard sacks, you know, the gland that holds all their magic juice.
I love that.
While the kids make
just listening to that whole description, I didn't know when to stop.
Can't wait to show this to DeChelli, who went to FSU, and see if there's similarities.
Yeah. While the kids make merry and dine, a slight man in a pressed tuxedo approaches the dais at the head of the hall. What?
I don't know why making merry and dine got me when it gave me a giggle.
A slight man in a pressed tuxedo approaches the dais at the head of the hall. Settle down, children. The eager students calm their nervous energy and prepare their bodies for things to begin. I am the forebearer, and everywhere the council goes, I proceed. His name is Clive, but they all call him the forebearer. It's actually just a title given to select alumni based predominantly on dick size or the ocean's motion. Now, if you would all stand, our mistresses approach. The forebearer does a dramatic bow and backs off the dais. Just a moment later, 6 women enter the room and take their places at the table atop the dais stage. These 6 women of all different races and ages don the same gray sweat cloaks that really accentuate some of their more comely features. Yes, these were the 6 baddest bitches either side of the Mrs. Clitty. In fact, it could be said that these women are what caused the old Clit herself to fall from the great J.O. box in the sky she called home.
The great J.O. box?
The great J.O. box in the sky she calls home. Wizard Florida, it turns out, is an entirely matriarchal society. A society run entirely by bad bitches. Bad bitches with the sweatiest hangers, monster thighs, and every one of them can do that one twerk move where they get down in the splits and pop them one by one like Terry Cruz's pecs.
Oh my god. I'm gonna die.
Wow.
I'm gonna fucking
It's
die, Tyler.
evocative.
I'm dying.
Real imagery. Hey, hello, Pulitzer.
But I don't want it to sound like these women are just objectified. No, the only thing juicier than their rippling ass cheeks are their thick, wet brains. If you ever meet...
I almost choked to death. I had to stop mid-drink. That was crazy.
If you ever meet a girl who can make it clap so loud that your eardrums burst, then perform corrective surgery on your busted ass ears, you lock that shit down.
Hey, man. Dude. Wow.
That's canon. That's canon.
That's on some sort of slab in a museum somewhere.
Oh my fucking god.
In yonder, that is like in a museum somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
It's
wait.
above
The women in Wizard Florida are practically worshipped. Plus, they're very picky when it comes to who can get it. Normies like you and I definitely wouldn't be granted the pleasure of hot Wizard Floridian lady sex. No, instead, all the men are forced to fuck each other to meet each other's needs. Not that they're complaining.
I'm in.
Oh my god.
Magic Tiffany, a young gnome boy, looks on anxiously as the women take their seats and a 7th woman enters, approaching the podium. "Check it out, guys. Headmaster Jessica's about to start the commencement," said a rotund boy named Blubby. The kids all pondered why they call her the headmaster, promptly dislodging a stream of ejaculate from all their horned up dongs.
That's the craziest English sentence written ever. That's the craziest. This story is going crazy, dude.
I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm, dude.
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
I really, my goal with this story was
I'm hot
to
with laughter.
dumb it down, go back to the fantasy fiction roots.
That's how you gotta do it, man.
Take
That's
it
how you
simple.
You're
God.
I
that's
wrote
gold
this
shit,
whole
bro.
thing in a 2.5 hour long flow state last night.
That's very
Fucking yeah.
incredible, man. You are that's some real joke jazz. You gotta go.
All right. Congratulations to each of you for making it here to Wizard Florida State University. Allow me to introduce the 7 wizards that both make up the Wizard Florida Council and the administrative board here at WFSU. She then introduces each of the council members. Monica, a wood elf baddie with a bit of a nerdy thing going on. You can tell by her pigtails, horn-rimmed glasses, and her robes are tucked into her sexy knee-high socks.
That looks terrible. I was picturing a huge, thick robe tucked into knee-high socks.
Yep.
Holy shit, man. I'm horny.
Erica, an orc babe with titties, really testing the skills of Wizard Florida's tailoring community.
Oh my god. That is... These keep going. There's more.
Rita, a Githyanki leather mommy with that kind of RBF that makes you think maybe my balls could use a little stepping on. Tina, a high elf priestess, a prim and proper type that you just know likes to get down and dirty like the little pig boy she knows I am. Sandra, a turtle queen whose shell leaves even the most creative of horn dogs struggling to think of good word combos to make sexy soundings.
We made a similar joke. I can't wait. We made a similar joke.
Mary, a herringon furball that's totally giving Lola Bunny, but if her ass was on steroids.
Hard
and
ass.
finally,
Lola.
Headmaster Jessica, a human BBW with cellulite that would make your mama say, "Boys, toss me into a blender with a tub of the best lube money can buy and pour me out onto that cheek meat because I'm trying to fill every last dimple them hindquarters have to offer."
Damn right, brother.
Tyler, well done. I noticed what you did. I know what you did.
Did you notice?
I noticed.
I was wondering if either of you would notice.
A little bit of Monica in my life.
Thank you.
As he was saying it.
I was hoping, because I don't go back over them.
Yes.
I was hoping one of you would notice.
I was like, wait, this name sequence sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it's Monica, Erica, Rita, Tina, Sandra, Mary, and Jessica. From Mambo number 5.
Yes. Perfect for Wizard Florida.
Do they worship the great Lubega?
We look forward to all of your presentations, so please be sure to rehearse diligently. The students' first and most important task was to craft their own spells. This task, while daunting, will decide the wizard that each student will apprentice under. I would like to encourage each of you. You are here for a reason, and were chosen for a reason. Crafting a spell is no simple feat, so be careful not to bite off more than you can chew. We will be judging you based off of 4 different factors: efficacy, utility, audacity, and creativity. We'll see you in 1 week. Magic Tiffany sits in the common area of his dorm with a group of other students, all talking about the assignment. I heard that one of the students last year made a smell of infinite pee-pee lengthening. Then all the teachers let him crack, said Blubby. This was of course untrue, but high schoolers love the mythos of a teacher doing inappropriate things with a student. It's a really dark thing that as a sane adult we can look back on uncomfortably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Truth
all
comedy.
The kids ooh and ah anyway, believing the whole thing. Ooh. What about you, MT? What sort of spell do you want to make? Said Jonathan, a prim wood elf boy. I don't know, guys. I really just want to be Dirk Stanley's apprentice. So maybe like an infinite hole-in-one spell or something? The room fell silent. What is it? It was against the rules to specifically tailor your spell towards a certain wizard. The spirit of the task was to remove bias, but it's of course impossible to remove completely. You know you're not supposed to make spells that give you a specific wizard. Yeah, that would be like if I presented a spell with infinite booby jiggle. Then they definitely would put me with Headmaster Jessica. Just then, Blubby got an idea. Guys, be right back. I've got work to do. And that was the last we saw of Blubby. In this story, at least. But what I can tell you is that Blubby's spell of infinite booby jiggle did not present the outcome he'd hoped. You see, spells are often very literal, and infinite means infinite.
Terrifying.
I know it's against the rules, but trust, I've got a plan. The next morning, Magic Tiffany headed straight out to the Hole and Pole Country Club to hit the links. The hyperlinks, to be precise. Yeah, it was research time for the old MT.
I thought he was having
the Hole and Pole had one of the best golf libraries in all the land. You can find everything from a ranking of every game ever played on the course to the autopsy reports of every lowlife piece of shit who said something inappropriate to the cart goblin.
Damn. Holy shit.
Magic Tiffany had only a few days to learn everything he could about golf. Intimidating for sure, but Magic Tiffany wasn't one to shy away from a challenge. MT comes from a line of, how do I say this without sounding overtly negative? Shady con men. In fact, Magic Tiffany was a textbook Frank Abagnale Jr. He gave himself the surname Magic because he thought it would better his odds of sneaking his way into this school. Admissions to WFSU are extremely picky and strenuous. Someone coming from MT's background surely would have been an immediate rejection. No, he had to be resourceful, smart from day one if he wanted to make anything of himself. 2 days later, Magic Tiffany closes the country club laptop and takes a deep sigh. Finally, I know everything there is to know about golf. It was true. Magic Tiffany had what we in the biz call a photographic rememory. It's like a photographic memory, except it only works when he remembers. Ah, shit. What are golf problems? MT said forgettingly.
Oh, that's a dumb joke.
Maybe hole too small? Golf stick too wobbly? Ball too dimply? Surely Magic Tiffany could remember the problems modern golfers face, but it would take time. He decided to spend the next couple days walking the course and taking in the action, watching, noticing. MT watched as a group of 3 elderly women approached the green of a particularly difficult hole. The old woman swings her club and hits it way over the green into the woods. Maybe a spell that makes balls not go so far? Yeah, that might just be it. MT watches as a lanky man hits the ball with the heel of his club, only going a few yards. Or maybe a spell that makes ball go super far. By golly, I think we're getting somewhere. Magic Tiffany plops down in bed exhausted from 2 days of rigorous note-taking.
Holy shit.
All right, let's see what we've got. Spell that makes ball not go far? Check. Spell that makes ball go really far? Check-a-rooney. Spell that makes golf club whack sound like a fart from a butt? Let's put that one in the maybe pile.
Maybe.
Magic Tiffany parsed through his notes, beginning to get worried. Come on, MT. What is it that golfers want most in the world? Then it hit him. Urethra! Magic Tiffany...
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Oh.
Good shit.
Magic Tiffany rushed out to the club right as they opened the next morning to set up shop at the clubhouse. He'd been out on the course taking notes this whole time, totally forgetting the one affliction that all devoted golfers struggle with. Would you believe it? I smacked that ball so hard I hit a mama bird right as it was leaving its nest. Damn thing exploded right in front of her kids, said a large old man talking to his mousy friend. That's terrible. I know it. Right after it exploded, I'm pretty sure a hawk swooped in and gobbled them babies up too. Horrible.
Jesus.
And get this, my card wouldn't even give me a mulligan. Said I shanked it into that tree, so I just called him a couple slurs and came back to the clubhouse for a quick crank. You want to blow off some steam? I'm so sorry that happened to you, buddy. How about some gay sex? Don't mind if I do. The common thread between all golf freaks, their ego.
Nice.
If there's one
Damn.
universal truth, it's that golfers are all about image. Like, sure, they want to be good at golf or whatever, but it's more about the persona, the praise, the power.
The prestige.
Magic Tiffany wrote furiously in his journal until he overheard, Yeah, the easiest hole positions. I know, but that's what he requested. Yeah, 6 a.m. tee time. The groundskeeper was having a conversation with someone else through their wander phone. They were attempting to be discreet, but MT managed to get within earshot. Listen here. Whenever a big name like Dirk Stanley comes through, we do what they ask. I don't care if he asks you to jostle his marble bag. Whatever Mr. Stanley wants, Mr. Stanley gets. Understood? Okay, love you too, mother. The groundskeeper hangs up and looks over as Magic Tiffany dodges out of sight. A smile makes its way across MT's face. 6 a.m. it is. Magic Tiffany stayed up all night working on this spell. It had to be done in time for tomorrow. Sure, all the kids rehearse their spells, but what are the odds they get to test it on this ideal master? A dream come true. Magic Tiffany arrived at the course early the next morning, wanted to make sure he didn't miss anything if possible. All the greens had been set with the easiest hole positions. The rough was trimmed down to basically fairway level, and even the tee boxes had been moved closer to the green. Any normal person would feel like this is cheating, but any golfer would say, hey, shut up maybe. Dirk Stanley, a crystal dragonborn, rolled up to the first tee with an entourage. Tens of people came out to watch the wizard equivalent of Brian Jomble's play. No? What about Austin Pleasance? Carmichael Peabody? Let's just say he was a famous golfer. Those aren't real golfers.
Okay,
know,
I was
but
like,
They all
damn.
have stupid names.
Have you ever seen that episode of I Think You Should Leave with Tim Heidecker when he's like doing the charades game with them and they're like trying to guess bands and he just keeps saying these obscure bands? You know, Fats Waller and the Pumps.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't know Fats Waller and the Pumps.
MT did his best to blend in with the crowd. Wait for his moment. Dirk approached hole 4, a 25-yard par 4. Dirk swings his driver. That's very short. Dirk swings his driver full force, and it slams into the flagpole, shooting high up into the sky before ultimately falling right back down into the hole for a hole-in-one. The entire crowd erupts into cheers, and 15 goblin dancers run out and start booty shaking because that's just how they do it in Wizard, Florida.
Hell yeah, dude. I love Wizard, Florida.
Oh my god.
This wasn't going to be as easy as I thought, Magic Tiffany thought. Dirk Stanley had the charisma of a young P. Diddy before all the shit came out.
Oh, no.
The kind of charisma that'll make you say, there's something going on there that's not right. Like, there's something wrong, right? And then you move on because you don't really care that much and you've got your own shit going on.
That's crazy, dude.
Then
Insane.
it happened. The crowd approached the 14th hole. Dirk was at a stellar 16 under par, but there was something off about the 14th hole. The tees were in the same places as yesterday, and the rough was overgrown, and the hole was in the hardest position. Dirk let out a, "Ooh." Now's my chance, Magic Tiffany thought. Dirk stood over his ball, preparing to drive on the 400-yard par 4. He reared his club back and prepared to swing with all his might, saying a little prayer to himself. You got the touch. You got the power. And he swung his club down, missing the ball entirely.
Oh, no.
He looks forward, trying to find it, not realizing that it still rests on his tee. After a moment, he realizes and looks back at the crowd, who sits in uncomfortable silence. He clears his throat and readies himself again, and swings, hitting the ball a measly 50 yards. There we go, he assures himself. A couple people in the crowd golf clap awkwardly. They all walk up to the next lie, and Magic Tiffany begins to approach Dirk, but he hears a murmuring to himself. That's it, Dirky. I guess we're washed. Let's just get through these last 4 holes, and then we can kill ourselves in peace. MT had to act quickly. MT had to act quickly. Mr. Stanley? Dirk turns slightly to see Magic Tiffany there and tries to stifle a tear or two. Yeah, what is it, kid? I think I've got something that might cheer you up. And what is that? Magic Tiffany rubs his hands together and utters the magic phrase. He said, I want to buy these shoes. Please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Magic Tiffany breaks into full song and dance, and absolutely no one is into it. In fact, some people start to even get angry. One guy takes off his shoe and throws it at MTV. What the at MT?
Blackout.
What the hell are you doing, kid? What the hell are you doing, kid? It's my spell. That ain't no spell, kid. Oh yeah? Hit the ball. Dirk turned back to hit his next shot as MT continued. Can you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. Dirk swings his club and totally chunks it, sending dirt and grass further than the ball goes. He drops his head dejected. I'm a slow and painful death for you, Dirky. He turns and sees the crowd gather.
I can't get the image out of my head of the little girl at the praise thing, like with her hand up singing to God. But it's him casting spells.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Okay, we're getting close.
Fuck. Oh, God.
Oh, fuck, Tyler. Fuck.
Okay.
That's the best joke, so my God.
He turns to see a crowd gathered around Magic Tiffany, cracking jokes and throwing rotten food that they had on them for some reason. No one even saw Dirk's jank-ass shot. Hey, maybe that kid is onto something. Dirk finished out his round and found Magic Tiffany back at the clubhouse. That was some spell you pulled out back there. Thanks, Mr. Stanley. You a student? Yes, sir. I'm taking my placement exam tomorrow, actually. Dirk smiled. I might could use a young wizard like you out on the circuit. Do you mean it? Sure. You recognize the kind of trouble I was in and came up with a creative solution. Wow, you have no idea how much it means to me to hear you say that. I'll put in a good word for you with Headmaster Jessica. You know the headmaster? Who do you think gave her that nickname? Cool. Dirk tussles MT's hair. Kid, what do you call that spell anyway? Oh yeah, it's called Cool Spell with 69 exclamation points. That's an awful name for a spell. To be continued.
Oh!
To be continued.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yeah.
We gotta find out what happens with Magic Tiffany in this exam.
Absolutely.
Dude, he just saved that man from
Tyler,
committing terrible atrocities to
I don't know that I have
himself.
the energy to even read my story. I the fuck out. I almost went unconscious. That was so funny.
I literally could not stop
much.
laughing for the first, like,
Bro.
15 minutes.
Dude, that's the thing.
I went hard in that first
that's what I'm saying.
few pages.
You lured us into a false, or at least me, into a false sense of security as the humor started to die a bit. We got into the real nitty gritty of the story.
Yeah.
And that part just fucking shot through the roof. Holy shit, man.
Thank you both so much. Matt, I'm
good.
so glad you recognized the
I
Mambo
was
number
like,
5
oh,
reference.
no way. If you need me
I was like, I don't want to come up with names for all 7 of these women.
so
And then
clever.
I was like, I wonder how many people he names in the chorus of Mambo number 5. And it was 7.
I love that. So good.
Cool.
My story is called Immortal Wombat 3, The Boys and the Bird.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I named it before I finished the story, if that makes any sense. I don't even think I mentioned a bird once in the story. Because I was really trying to understand the title myself, and I was like, okay. We find ourselves at an unknown point in the future. Our vision hurtling past 2 titans playing celestial golf with planets. As one of them...
You did mention that you were getting tea time out of the way extremely early and quickly.
As a vision has 2 titans playing celestial golf with planets as the balls. One gets a hole-in-one as we watch an obviously populated planet be obliterated by the gravitational force of a black hole.
Jesus
no
fucking
one,
Christ.
no one cared.
Oh
Our
my
vision
God.
is then slingshotted through a familiar cylinder as we see what remains of Wizardo, a scattered asteroid belt of planetary debris that orbits around the twin moons, now forced together by their own gravity, like a pair of 2 perfect chest yams just begging to be motorboated. The surviving refugees having been forced to live in what they refer to as the Crack, a chasm of a canyon where the 2 moons meet, adorned with rope bridges and buildings built into the walls and others floating free. Some wizards fly through this scape on brooms, carpets, vacuums, and one tiny wizard flies by on a Roomba.
Awesome.
Hell
The
yeah.
sprawling...
I love Wizardo.
Thank you so much. This isn't Wizardo. Wizardo is no longer. We
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Oh, the remains of Wizardo.
We are not on the remain. We're on the twin moons that were forced together, called by the refugees the Crack.
Sorry.
The Crack.
Yes.
Wizardo.
I understand.
We're getting to what might remain of Wizardo here. If you give me a bit, we zoom through the sprawling, netted metropo piece of shitty shit the wizards and witches called home, and looming above the Crack. Metropo piece of shitty shit. You didn't like that?
I love it.
And looming above the Crack, like a cock ready to bust.
Jeez.
hovered the shadow of the once ritual site from long ago. Now a curved and wicked tower hovers at its center, and stone golems take turns getting a running start and diving off the edge and shattering themselves at the base of the tower, and their destroyed bodies become a part of the tower's mass. At the tip of the tower burn a trio of 3 green eyes. They look in every direction in a dizzying manner and randomly lock onto one wizard and instantly drain his magic and life force, turning him into a gross dead skeleton and not a cool living skeleton or one with an affinity for hats.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sitting high atop a bridge, we find two young men. One with a drum on his lap, slamming that shit with a beat similar but legally distinct from the DK rap. The ever-present glow of the moons lit his purple-gray skin, pointed ears, and silver mohawk, making him look ethereal. Next to him was his partner, who was also getting a major ethereal glow-up from the moonlight. A young goblin was feeling the vibe as he began to rap. Orphaned, street urchins, got nothing, all we want is, and in unison they shout, tickets to Wizard Slam, magic fights, eldritch knights, tickets to Wizard Slam, magic muscles, cool belt buckles, we talking Wizard Slam, pay us so we don't do crime and drugs, maybe. The goblin finishes and he begins sea walking and swag surfing at the same time.
Oh, gosh.
A few passersby stop and clap. A few of them boo, and one guy leaves a sandwich in their tip jar. That was some great moves, Scrum. And our harmonies are getting pretty good. We got significantly less booze and no trash this time. The drow teen spoke excitedly, beaming at his friend. Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing, Dalewin. Just move the sandwich into the maybe dinner pile and see how much money we got. I'm getting a sea walking cramp.
Is that crypt walking?
Yeah, he's crypt walking.
Crypt walking.
Crypt walking. Yeah, no, that's canon.
So
that's
good.
It's canon. It's
Crypt walking.
It's crypt walking. Scrum said as he stretches like a guy clearly trying to draw attention to his butt and dick at the gym with deep, specific, and unnecessary stretching. We've got half. Really? Scrum says eagerly. Of an egg sandwich, Dalewin says. Oh, okay, well that's disgusting. How much money do we have, you absent-minded weenhole? Scrum chided as Dalewin counted. We got about 12 gold and 75 silver, which is decent, but not even enough for nosebleed seats. You know those seats next to the chaos orb that makes you slowly go insane and become a blood demon?
Oh my
Damn,
God.
dog. We got to come up with a better plan to get cash so we can see some funky, fresh whiz-biz, or maybe even see someone kill the master. Shh, dude, are you insane? In the brain because you don't have any because you're dumb? You know that the Tri-Spy is always listening.
The Tri-Spy.
You want to be dead? You want to be a dead bones? Dalewin whispers. I want to be so close to the wizard battle, Scrum says, grabbing him by his collar, that maybe I get bled on or I catch a familiar's tooth. That's what I want to do. Scrum said as his eyes began to sparkle in a very animated fashion. The rope bridge began to shake, and soon the whole crack began to shake, like the crapping of Prime Pinky's ass cheeks circa 2000. That's
I don't know Pinky.
Star. She's a porn star. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Somebody out there went, hey, he knows!
Yes, somebody.
A portal tore open in reality, and a flaming object came rocketing straight to the crack like a euphemism and innuendo. Oh, shit! The boys shout in unison as the foreign object zips past them, landing deeper into the canyon below. The bridge whipped and rocked, and the two boys were thrown from it and began falling shortly after the... I forgot I wrote this. The UWAs, the unidentified flying wizard shit. And I wrote the parentheses so I wouldn't forget.
Yeah.
Before they suddenly feel their fall being lessened as a small cloud of feathers gently gathers beneath them, breaking their fall, but aren't enough to completely stop it, stop the descent, and maybe stop it from being completely cataclysmic, as a loud bang echoes out of the canyon like a hard fart in a metal public toilet, and the feathers dissipate and the boys fall at a reasonable and less instant deathy distance, slightly hurting and disheveled. They, along with an eerie glow coming from the crater, groan in unison. What the hell was that? Dalewin exclaims as he looks and finds Scrum near the edge of the glowing hole. Dude, it's a whole ass dude. He loudly whispers, beckoning Dalewin over. He reluctantly joins him as deep within the hole there was indeed a dude, an orc, with a sweet salt and pepper pompadour mullet combo, clad in tattered blue karate gi and torn vest-like robe, once matching the same gi, and a crumpled wizard hat, was impaled on a jagged rock, gripping a massive glowing crystalline eye-shaped crystal, which pulsed with otherworldly green glow. Son of a fucking shitty shit! Fuck! The orc shouts, pulling himself from the rock and jamming the crystal orb into the massive wound in his stomach as he mumbles under his breath, "Fire in the disco! Fire in the disco! Fire in the Taco Bell!" And the wound begins to sizzle and crackle like a hot dog being microwaved for too long and one side gets a little bit too burnt.
Oh, shit.
Oh, as you said that, that's so funny.
Damn.
Oh, shit, dude. I think we just saw a wizard death. Before he could finish, surprisingly, Dalewind seemed to be leaping into action, sliding down the canyon as the orc fainted from the exertion of the spell. Dalewind, what the absolute fuck are you doing? That dude might explode, or poop, or not actually be dead and try to touch you from the inside. You dork? Scrum protested, but it fell on deaf ears. We gotta help him before the Tri-Spy sees him. He seems cool as hell, and he'll probably give us like a reward money or something for saving his whiz ass. At the mention of reward money, Scrum's eyes begin to spin like slot machines before one eye lands on Jackpot and the other eye lands on the logo for Whiz Slam. He tumbles over the crater's edge, ass over tea kettle, into the pit as the boys take the arduous task of hauling this mountain of a beef daddy wizard back to their makeshift abode in an alley. They throw him onto their bed, which is just a less stinky pile of old shoes and a trash bag that some would call trash.
I remember when you slept on trash bags at Jeremy's house.
Dude, I think about that every day. I swear to God.
Dude,
every day. I swear to God.
Not only did me and Dylan sleep on trash bags, but we covered ourselves with more trash bags.
Yes.
So that you were warm.
There was clothes in the trash bags, not trash. It's okay. Anyway, cool. Hey, Dalewind, this guy's clothes are trashed and he has like no discernible pockets. What do you think he's hiding this reward you fully lied about and I'm only just now realizing? He said as he shoots a dirty look towards Dalewind as he dabs the unconscious man's head with a wet, dirty rag and dresses his wounds with bandages torn from a huge box of enchanted Dead Hardy t-shirts with illusory tigers and dragons on them that say unsettling and vulgar and derogatory things to you if you look at them for too long.
Damn.
Yep.
The orc began to stir.
I know the type.
Anyone wearing Ed Hardy clothes, dude. The orc began to stir as his eyes quickly shot open and he grabbed the young drow by the throat. "Jared, you fuck twat! I'll unbirth you, you son of a bitch ass!" Whoa,
Unbirth
chill.
is very good.
Whoa, chill, wizard dude, sir. We saved you, and you're like hurting my friend so bad that he's peeing and has a boner.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate when I get hurt so bad I have a boner.
As Delwyn.
I love it. I don't know what you're talking
Dylan
about.
was in fact being choked out and bricked up and pissing.
Stupid.
Dude,
Yeah,
I know his pee hole is burning.
Yeah, we you know that morning boner pee. Oh my God.
Dude.
We just wanted to help. Please put me down, sir, before I have yet another sexual awakening this week," he said between sputtering breaths as the orc drops the boy into a heap before wincing himself as he sits upright. "Where are we? Last I remember, I was trying to save Wizardo from a real turd ass, and he... Wizardo! What happened to Wizardo?" he questioned, trying to race to his feet only to collapse back onto the shoe bag. Easy. Wizardo has been gone for a long time. You're in the crack. The 2 moons that were left after the... Wait, you mentioned someone when you were choking me out named Jared. You don't mean the one true Wiz Warlord, Jared the Cool? He's like the king of the crack. That can't be... Before he could finish, the orc punches his hand through the floor in anger. "That bitch! Oh, dope, a new bathroom," Scrum says as he begins cooking a shoe over a flaming barrel labeled fireplace, heater, trash can / bathroom.
Oh, cool. A new bathroom. That's awesome.
Dude.
So it's true. He is the Jared you were referring to. You're damn right he was. And I am one of the original Wiz Warlords of old. Karate Wizard.
Karate Wizard.
Love Karate Wizard.
He says proudly, "Oh yeah, prove it!" Scrum shouts through a mouthful of burnt shoe. "Do some dope whiz biz, Scrum!" Dale shoots him an angry glance, and KW raises an eyebrow with a smirk before pulling out his eldritch pipe, taking a fat hit, and blowing the smoke into the shape of a martial arts kitty and 12 other ninjas that begin to fight like scenes from the movie Ong Bak.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck, the boys say in unison. How are we here? Wizardo was doomed, and we turned to the help of that bastard, and he doomed us all in his quest for power. Yet he remains here? Why? He planned to ascend. This makes no sense, KW pondered. Well, he can't be all that bad. He hosts Wizard Slam, Dalewyn says. Yeah, so I doubt he'll be leaving anytime soon with such a lucrative business drawing in wizards from all over. Why ascend to godhood when you can just have your rivals and enemies duke it out for you and ascend to cashhood? Dalewyn says before being cut off with a groaned anguish. Oh man, we forgot to try and buy the fucking tickets. Now we have to wait another XD years until the next Wizard Slam. Who knows when that'll be? Scrum says before Dalewyn cuts him off, or before KW cuts him off. Wait, tournament? Of course. The Wizard Slam is no ordinary wizard brawl. He's siphoning the magic runoff and souls to recreate the ritual. With Wizardo gone, he's had to stoop to new theatrical blood sport to hide his true intent. KW rises to his feet. I must go to this Wizard Slam and beat that fool myself, he says before doubling over and clutching the wound in his torso. Fuck balls.
Hell yeah.
Dude, no offense, but you're in no condition to fight in a no-holds-bars, all-out Wizard Slam with some of this generation's top wizards and magic slingers, Dalewyn says in a worried tone. As Scrum follows up, big time. They'll pound your bones into dust and release dire dust mites to eat your ass.
Jesus.
Dire dust mites. That's
Holy
awesome.
fuck.
They're just like flea-sized dust mites, I assume.
No,
That's crazy.
But that's still shit.
Yeah, it's scary. That's if I don't die before I make it to the signups. All is lost, Karate Wizard screams.
Give a real quick on that
one. Dalewyn looks for a moment before he says, "What if you trained us?" Dalewyn suggested nervously. Dude, what? So we can get our balls kicked into our skulls so hard they replace our eyeballs?
Hell yeah.
If he can't, what makes you think? No, he might be onto something, and that might just be crazy enough to work, KW says as he breaks off a part of their door frame to use as a crutch before chopping it into a perfectly carved crutch. Come on, boys.
God,
it's time for us to train. It's time for us to train you to face mortal dangers beyond your comprehension and also become badass wizards, he says as he wanders out the door. Wait, where are you going? Yeah, dude, like, do you even know where anything is in the crack? KW turns to them with a smirk and a wink at the boys. A wizard always knows precisely where any abandoned castles or battlefields is. And I could feel it in my wizard grapes.
I can feel it in my palms.
The three venture off, and sure enough, KW led them to the courtyard of an abandoned castle with a plaque that
Holy
reads,
shit.
"The Keep of Old Munster, the Moon Mouse King. His castle was too big and he got lost, so now it's abandoned," which is weird because
I love him.
which is weird because he must have got lost in the midst of this plaque being made. All that is written on the plaque.
Oh, I want to hear about him.
Yeah, old
Kyle,
Munster.
you should design a one-shot for us where
Old Munster,
Matt and I
the Moon
play
Mouse Knight.
Mouse Knights.
Yeah.
Or Moon Mouse King.
And
Yeah,
we serve
Old Munster, the
Munster.
Moon Mouse King. He's the Moon Mouse King.
That's so good.
I'm surprised the Tri-Spy hasn't spotted us yet. Wizards can't see through mouse magic, and this place is teeming with it. We should be safe. I just love throwing it in with no context. I love saying that with no context.
Sure,
I will not be explaining why they can't see through mouse magic.
yeah.
I will not be
They
explaining
can't.
it.
They just can't.
They can't. Wizards can't see through mouse
It's
magic.
just the
It's
way it
canon.
is.
It's canon.
That is canon.
So when is the big Wizard Slam? In 3 weeks, the boys say in nervous unison, Aichi Wawa.
Oh, fuck.
Karate Wizard says, "Well, boys, it looks like it looks like you'll be getting to experience your first spell lessons." Oh boy, really? What spells? Yeah, K-Dubs. What are we learning first? Fireball? Magic missile? The boys look to Karate Wizard with eager eyes as he rubs his hands together and sparks begin to collect around his hands. His hair begins to stand on end as he shouts, montage! The boy's face drop like, huh? As KW claps, and the three are obscured by twinkling clouds and sparks as we see a training montage of the two boys under the tutelage of KW. We see the boys practicing basic martial arts. Dalewind casts a small gust of wind that blows an old lady's skirt up, and then she blows away into a cloud of dust. All three of them, eyes widen and jaws drop, slowly walk away. Scrum is in deep concentration in a meditative pose. As he does so, a hot dog slowly hovers into view. We then see Karate Wizard blindfolded beckoning the boys to come at him as we see 12 guys rush him all at once as the boys are paying off a 13th guy who finally joins the pair. Then we see the three of them are seen at a fake birthday party with the training dummies and party hats and balloons all around as Scrum blindfoldedly swings at what he believes is a piñata but is actually an active beehive. Before long, the spell ends, and only 2 weeks had passed, but the training that they had received was like that of at least 2 months worth of training. The spell had worked. They had trained with a true wizard warlord, leaving the boys yoked as fuck, jacked as shit, and juiced on spells. Dalewind now sports a 3-parted mohawk with noticeable muscle growth and seemingly endless breeze that blew about him. And to his left, Scrum, in a similar fashion, now definitely jacked, as steamy vapor seemed to rise from his body as if an intense heat burned within him. KW wipes a single tear from the eye in his torso. Boys, you've come a long way and have grown quite powerful, but I'm afraid this simply isn't enough. Oh, damn, really, K-Dubs? The boys say in unison. But we only got 1 week before the fight, and sign-ups end today. Because tension. I know, boys. Good. So desperate times call for forbidden measures. Come. Oh. The boys giggle. Take my hand.
Come.
Take my
Stupid.
Thank you. Take my hand. I shall transfer the mantle of Wiz Warlord and my Karate Wizard powers to both of you.
Damn.
Nervously, the boys share a glance with each other, then back at KW. But what about you, K-Dubs? What'll happen to you? Yeah, we did a lot of off-screen bonding, and you're like my dad or whatever. Scrum says. Scrum says through tears. I know, boys, but I'll be with you in here. And he touches Scrum's chest. Our hearts? Dalewind asks. No, literally, in your blood. And hearts, because blood magic. We're doing blood magic, boys. He says he pricks both of their wrists with his thumbs, and he bites his lips, drawing his own blood before he begins to sing. What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? And as if compelled by some unseen force, the boys begin to sing, I'ma get you drunk up on my humps. And with a flash of light, the courtyard is filled with a brilliant light. And as that does happen, we see the Tri-Spy turn its gaze towards the courtyard. To be continued.
Damn.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Getting a part 4?
God damn.
Just in time as my child literally just arrived. Holy shit. I mean, the great wizard Shazoo.
The great wizard Shazoo.
But holy
Hell
fucking
yeah.
shit, man.
God.
Oh, Kyle, that was great.
That was so good.
I love
Thank you.
this storyline. I'm so excited.
And so technically it is a to be continued, but it's to follow this tale of Dalewind and Scrum. No longer KW because he sacrificed himself.
And I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. We're going to do this again soon. See you later.
Bye-bye.